You might think you are just tired of seeing the same famous faces on your feed, but the data suggests something far more catastrophic is happening behind the scenes of Hollywood right now. We are currently living through the single biggest correction in the valuation of fame since the studio system collapsed in the 60s. If you look at the engagement metrics from the first week of May 2024, specifically following the Met Gala, you will see a statistical anomaly that PR firms are terrified of. We are going to look at the exact timeline of the digital guillotine movement, the leaked marketing budgets that prove the old strategies are burning cash, and the psychological shift that has turned fans into active adversaries. But first, we need to address the lie you have been sold about why this is happening. You think it is just about fatigue or the economy, but when we follow the money, we find a deliberate restructuring of how influence is bought and sold, and the A-listers you know are the ones left holding the bag. The common belief is that celebrity scandals are just part of the entertainment cycle, a way to keep names in the headlines. But the reality is that the recent wave of backlash against stars like Jennifer Lopez and Blake Lively was not a series of accidents. It was a market rejection of a product that no longer works. We are going to break down the hourly timeline of how the Blake Lively It Ends With Us press tour imploded, not as a gossip story, but as a case study in the death of the celebrity PR machine. Then we will move to the most shocking part of this package, which is the financial reality of tour cancellations and the hidden debt structures of modern stardom. Finally, we will expose the new industry of microfame that is actively cannibalizing the audiences of traditional movie stars. To understand why this shift is terminal, we have to look at the receipts from the first week of May 2024. This was the moment the unspoken contract between celebrity and fan was officially breached. A TikTok creator posted a video suggesting a digital guillotine, a mass blocking of celebrities who refuse to use their platforms for humanitarian causes. Within 48 hours, the follower counts of major A-listers began to drop in patterns that algorithms had never seen before. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of followers vanishing in real time. But the most telling piece of evidence was not the drop in followers, it was the panic from the agencies. Leaked internal communications from major talent management firms around this time showed a scramble to pivot content strategies. They suddenly realized that the display of wealth, which had been the currency of Instagram for a decade, had become a liability overnight. The specific video that triggered much of this sentiment was a clip of an influencer at the Met Gala referencing "let them eat cake." It was a perfect storm of tone deafness colliding with the global cost of living crisis. The comment section on that video became a manifesto for the anti-celebrity movement. This was not just haters trolling. This was a coordinated rejection of the hierarchy. Now let's look at the second most critical failure point, which is the collapse of the relatability narrative. For the last 10 years, the golden rule of celebrity PR was to appear relatable. Stars were told to eat fast food in their gowns, to post no makeup selfies, and to act like they were just like us. But in 2024, the audience developed X-ray vision for this tactic. The case of Blake Lively during the It Ends With Us promotion is the definitive receipt for this. The movie dealt with the serious subject of domestic violence, yet the promotional tour featured the star promoting her hair care line and encouraging women to wear florals to the theater. The backlash was immediate and severe. If you look at the time-stamped comments on the promotional interviews released on August 8th and 9th, you see a specific turning point. The audience was not criticizing the movie, they were criticizing the PR strategy. They saw the commercial mechanism grinding beneath the surface. They saw the hair care bottles in the frame. They saw the refusal to engage with the serious themes of the film in favor of a light, bubbly aesthetic that protected the brand. This was the moment the curtain fell. The audience realized that the relatability was actually just a sales funnel. This shattered the suspension of disbelief required for modern stardom to function. This leads us to the most shocking aspect of the story, the one that nobody in Hollywood wants to talk about. The financial model of being a celebrity is broken. We have seen a string of high-profile tour cancellations recently, most notably from legacy acts like Jennifer Lopez. The official reasons given are usually vague, citing family time or personal reasons. But if you dig into the venue maps on Ticketmaster in the weeks leading up to these cancellations, a a different story emerges. We are seeing vast sections of blue, unsold seats in arenas that used to sell out in minutes. The issue is not that people don't know who these stars are. The issue is that the price of entry has exceeded the value of the parasocial relationship. When a concert ticket costs $300 during a recession, the fan needs to believe in the mythology of the star. But because of the exposure of the PR machine we just discussed, that mythology is gone. The math simply doesn't work anymore. Promoters are now stuck with guaranteed contracts for artists who cannot move tickets. Industry insiders are whispering about a coming crash in the live touring market for legacy acts, where guarantees will be slashed by half. This is the hidden money motive driving the panic. The stars are not just losing likes, they are losing their ability to generate revenue at the scale their lifestyles require. We also have to talk about the rise of the exposure economy and how it backfired. For years, celebrities sold their privacy for engagement. They invited cameras into their homes, their weddings, their divorces. This worked when the supply of intimacy was low. But now with TikTok and Instagram Reels, the supply of intimate content is infinite. You can watch a random person in Ohio document their divorce in real time with more raw emotion and authenticity than a polished celebrity documentary. The value of celebrity intimacy has crashed to zero because the market is flooded with reality. When you watch a celebrity documentary now, like the one that Jennifer Lopez produced about her own life, it feels synthetic. It feels like a commercial for a product that no longer exists. The audience reaction to that documentary was brutal, not because they hate her, but because the format itself felt obsolete. We have moved past the era where we need a celebrity to tell us what love is or what struggle is, because we are watching our peers do it on our phones every day for free. This brings us to the mechanism of the parasocial breakup. Psychologists who study fame have noted a shift in how fans interact with their idols. It used to be a relationship of aspiration. You wanted to be them. Now it's a relationship of auditing. You're watching to catch them slipping. You're watching to see if they use the wrong word, wear the wrong brand, or date the wrong person. The dynamic has shifted from worship to surveillance. This is a nightmare for publicists. You can't PR your way out of surveillance because surveillance assumes guilt. Every apology video is analyzed for body language, for editing cuts, for sincerity. The apology video itself has become a genre of entertainment, and it's a genre where the celebrity always loses. When a star sits down in front of a ring light to apologize, they are not restoring their image, they are feeding the content machine that thrives on their humiliation. Let's go deeper into the timeline of the Blackout. The movement gained traction specifically because it gamified the rejection of celebrity. People were sharing spreadsheets of names to block. They were competing to see who could clear their feed the fastest. This is a level of active hostility that goes beyond boredom. It suggests that the presence of celebrity content is now viewed as pollution. The algorithm, which is designed to give you what you want, started to realize that users engaged more with videos criticizing celebrities than videos featuring them. This created a feedback loop. The more you hated on a celebrity, the more the algorithm fed you content that validated that hate. The celebrities are not just fighting public opinion, they are fighting the engagement code of the platforms they rely on. There is also a hidden legal dimension to this collapse. We are seeing more lawsuits and legal battles exposing the inner workings of the industry. When NDAs are broken and former employees speak out, the details are often mundane and unflattering. It strips away the glamour. We used to imagine that celebrities lived in a world of high drama and romance. The reality, exposed by court documents and leaked audio, is that they live in a world of insecure management, petty squabbles, and financial leverage. The trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was a pivotal moment in this. It was the first time the entire world watched the ugly, unvarnished reality of a celebrity marriage unfold in real time. There was no PR spin that could contain it. It was raw data, and it was depressing. It proved that underneath the red carpets and the magazine covers, these people are often more dysfunctional than the average person. That realization is hard to unsee. The impact on brand deals has been quiet but devastating. Major luxury brands are starting to look at the ROI of celebrity ambassadors. For decades, it was a given that putting a movie star in a perfume ad would drive sales. But the data is shifting. Influencers with niche, highly engaged audiences are converting sales at a much higher rate than A-list stars with broad, passive followings. A brand pays a celebrity millions for exposure, but exposure is cheap now. Trust is expensive, and celebrities, by virtue of being part of the Hollywood machine, are inherently untrustworthy to a Gen Z audience. We are seeing a reallocation of marketing budgets away from the big names and toward the micro-influencers who have not yet been corrupted by the machine. This is starving the celebrity ecosystem of the cash it needs to sustain the illusion. We also have to talk about the role of the paparazzi in this new era. The paparazzi industry used to be the enemy of the celebrity, invading their privacy. Now, in a twist of irony, the paparazzi are often the only ones keeping the celebrity relevant. The staged paparazzi walk has become a staple of modern PR. But again, the audience is too smart. We can spot a staged photo from a mile away. When a celebrity is photographed walking out of a restaurant holding a specific product or looking perfectly styled, the comments immediately call it out. The fourth wall has been permanently broken. We know the paparazzi were called. We know the outfit was gifted. We know the narrative is being constructed. And because we know, it doesn't work. It just looks desperate. The final nail in the coffin is the democratization of content creation. You have 15-year-olds in their bedroom making higher quality entertainment than major studios. The barrier to entry for fame has vanished. This means the supply of famous people has exploded, which naturally deflates the value of any single famous person. In economics, when supply goes up and demand stays flat, prices crash. The price of a celebrity, their social capital, has crashed because there are simply too many of them. You can be famous on TikTok for a month and then disappear. The permanence of A-list status is a relic of the past. Today's stars are disposable, and they are being disposed of at record speeds. So, where does this leave us? Is celebrity culture destroying society, or did society finally decide to destroy celebrity culture? The evidence suggests the latter. We collectively woke up from a trance. The economic pressure of the real world made the fantasy of the celebrity world feel insulting rather than aspiring. The receipts we have covered, the follower drops, the ticket sales, the comment section ratios, all point to one conclusion. We are witnessing the end of the monoculture. We are fracturing into a million little tribes, each with our own micro-celebrities who we actually trust. The era of the untouchable global icon is over. The gods of Hollywood have fallen, and we are the ones who toppled the statues. If you look at the trajectory of the last 6 months, it is clear that this is not a temporary dip. This is a structural realignment. The celebrities who survive this will be the ones who drop the act, who stop trying to curate a perfect image, and who accept that they are no longer the center of the universe. But for the vast majority of the A-list, the future is bleak. They are shouting into a void that no longer cares to listen. The PR firms will try to rebrand, they will try to pivot, but you cannot pivot away from the truth. The audience has seen the man behind the curtain, and he is just a guy trying to sell us overpriced tequila. This shift is actually healthy for society. It means we are reclaiming our attention. We are stopping the worship of people who do not know we exist. We are directing our energy back into our own communities and our own lives. The destruction of celebrity culture is not a tragedy. It is a liberation. It is the breaking of a spell that has held us captive for too long. So the next time you see a celebrity crisis on your timeline, do not look at it as drama. Look at it as data. Look at it as proof that the system is correcting itself. The next step is to watch how the industry tries to fight back. They will try to manufacture new types of stars, perhaps AI-generated ones that cannot be canceled, or they will try to lean even harder into the nostalgia of the past. But the spell is broken. The Blockout proved that we have the power to turn off the noise. And once you turn it off, you realize how peaceful it is without them. If you want to see the specific playbook PR firms are using to try and trick you back into caring, you need to click the playlist on the screen right now. I break down the distraction strategy they use when a major scandal drops. You are going to want to see that before you scroll again.